Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. By show of hands, how many of you are joining Meaningful Mornings for the first time? This is your first semester. Okay, there are some. You would have seen the poster that was released for this semester of Meaningful Mornings. And what is shared, that reading starts at 7:30 and class starts at 7:45. When I saw this poster, I was thinking to myself that we're not in a class together. You may feel that I'm teaching you this and that. You may feel that I'm a boring old man. But I don't feel that this is a class. This is us reflecting together. Shri Krishna is the teacher. Shri Krishna is teaching. So at 7:30, reading. At 7:45, reflecting. Please don't go tell people this is a class, okay? Who wants another class and that too at 7:45 a.m.? In chapter 9, verse 12, Shri Krishna uses the word moga many times. In your books, this is defined as vain. That's a word we don't use too much. What does vanity feel like? It feels like I am the doer. I did this, I'm doing this, I will do this. And relatedly then, I'm the deserver. That's what it means to live in a vain way. That one sense of I is that of an individuality. I'm separate from my family, community, and so on. Yesterday morning, when we recommenced Vedanta and Bhagavata, I repeatedly shared that the systematic study of Bhagavatam helps one to change their sense of I from individuality to infinity. Those who are living by moga, why are they doing this? This is their prakriti. Their relative natures like this. Shared more simply, it is their prince or vasanas. It's propelling them to feel mohini, confused. When we're confused, we feel stress, anxiety, dejection. This gets expressed more where for some, they're like asuri, which means that their nature, their expression is that of rajas. They're engaged in self-harm. They're harming the opportunity they have to be independently joyous. More devolved than this is rakshasi, those whose nature is tamasic. They not only harm themselves, but they harm others also through their words, through their actions. With verse 12, a section of chapter 9 is completed. Chapter 9, like the entire section that we're in right now, is focusing on bhakti, or devotion. Beginning bhakti can be understood as karma bhakti. It is devotion that's of the nature of action, shared simply, seva. This is shared really in the beginning of the chapter also. This is to evolve to upasana bhakti, devotion that is directed towards an icon. Upasana means to sit near. Put more simply, this is where I'm devoted to saguna Brahma, which means infinity with a name and form. So we begin our devotion, we walk this path by serving. This is to evolve to feeling the presence of the divine. The divine has a name and form. This is to evolve to jnana bhakti. It is devotion that is infused with knowing. Knowing the nature of life to be infinite. There is only infinity. There is no individuality. That's nirguna Brahma. And that's where Sri Krishna is taking us right now. Verse 13, the Bhakti Bhasha, the words that relate to this jnana bhakti are shared. These are hopeful verses, positive verses. 13. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashritaha bhajantyananya manasaha nyatva bhutadim avyayam. Partha. That's a very soft name. Sri Krishna is being gentle, is being caring with Prince Arjuna. Those who are devoted to me, Mam, how are they? Mahatmas. Mahatma in your book is probably defined as great souls, like Mahatma Gandhi. And that's lovely. Pujaswami Tejomayananda was more specific about what Mahatma means. Because the soul is not great. The soul is the greatest. You can't use adjectives for the soul. So what is the relative understanding? It is Mahan Atma. Mahan means virtuous. And Atma means mind. The virtuous minded. Verse 12 and 13 are in a comparison. Verse 12, those who live by doership. I don't want to be like that. So now in verse 13, what I need to do is live where I'm nurturing virtues. That is what devotion is. It can be about singing and dancing, but Sri Krishna is directly sharing. It is about making the mind virtuous. Devim prakritim ashritaha. Their prakriti is not one of mohini, that of confusion. Rather, it's of Devi, that of clarity, that of divinity. Ashritaha, they have built this nature. They were not born with that. And even if they were born with that, they built this in the previous birth or the previous birth. With every print, every desire, every thought, every word, every action directed towards sattva. Sattva means integrity, to integrate who they are. If the one who is a rakshasa harms others and themselves, and the one who's an asura is one who doesn't harm others but harms themselves, then the deva is the one who helps themselves and so naturally helps others. Manasaha ananya bhajanti. With a virtuous mind, ananya, they are focused, they are immersed in bhajanti. Bhajanti, we typically think of singing, but you can't sing in a focused, immersed, complete way all the time. So bhajanti has to mean more. What does it mean? I've shared with all of you many times that the word bhaja means to sing. More comprehensive than that, it is to seek. More comprehensive than that, it is to serve. And there's more, but I'm just going to leave it with this so far. To sing, to seek, to serve. As I shared, one can't sing without distraction forever. Even for long periods, one gets distracted. But as you deepen your practice from singing to seeking, seeking to serving, the probability of ananya or completion increases. What inhibits us from living in this ananya way is desire. The more desires one has, the more distracted one is. The less desires one has, the less distracted one is. Those who have desires, they can't live by ananya. They're overcome by these desires. Even when they try to seek, the desire is more powerful. And what Pujya Swami Chinmayananda has written, they do live by a philosophy, but that philosophy is one of the flesh. Those desires make them want to touch more, buy more, eat more, drink more, etc. Their notion of bhaja is not sing, seek, serve. It is using the sense organs for completion. Finally, Shri Krishna shares, where am I? Mam is used, bhajanti is used. To me, those who sing, seek, serve, but where am I? Avyayam. Avyayam means indestructible, unchanging. Bhutadi, in every being. Nyatva, know this. Those who harm others, those who harm themselves, they've forgotten who's inside of others and themselves. But those who remember who they are, then they treat others in the same way. They treat them with respect. They treat them with love. They treat them with reverence. I was sharing in our spiritual parenting retreat that was completed yesterday. I shifted from Orange to Stamford right now. That when we serve society, when we try to accept society, we have to acknowledge our differences. Some are taller, some are shorter, some are richer, some are poorer. We cannot not acknowledge that. That is an external objective experience. But though there's differences, we shouldn't feel distant from other beings. Just because you're taller, I shouldn't feel distant from you. Just because you're richer, I shouldn't feel distant from you. When I know the presence in me and the presence in you is the same, they're both indestructible, they're both unchanging, I smile at your differences and I smile more at our oneness. What incredible teachings, what society-saving teachings these are. Lots to reflect on, we'll keep reflecting. From inspiration to application, your application was to feel that sadhana is anti-samsara. How many of you tried this? You said it. Did you cook it? Did anyone cook this and eat it? I had shared with all of you that when we get busy, we tend to let go of that which makes us stronger. Naturally, then we're going to become weaker. Conversely, the intelligent way to live is when I become busier, I should hold on to what makes me stronger. So I'm less imbalanced by this busyness. So for all of you where responsibilities are growing, that requires you to engage in more reading, more writing, more reflecting. Your application for this morning, in the next verse, the word namasyanta is going to be introduced. Namasyanta simply means namaskara. In English, prostration. I want you to try to prostrate as much as you can in the next 24 hours, externally, and if you can't do it, internally then. I'm on my way to Fairfield University, and I'm speaking on global climate change from global climate justice from the perspective of Indian philosophy. Now, when I start to speak, I'm not going to chant our Shanti mantras, but inside I will. And then I'll start to share this and that. So you do the same. Prostrate outside, prostrate inside. Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.